Hey, podcaster. I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with not one, but 5 actionable tips to grow your authority and convert with ease. It's my 4-part series covering my top podcasting tips on marketing, performance, tech, and content. This is part 4 of 4. It's the last one. Oh, no. Why? Okay. Hey, look, ain't nobody got time for your fluff-filled, ego-driven, self-serving podcast. Nobody. You want a podcast that is so great, your listeners can't wait for the next episode to drop. You want a podcast to help your listeners see you as an authority and be dying to work with you or buy your stuff. You then best be delivering mad value every single time someone presses play on one of your episodes. And that means your podcast content can't suck. Luckily, I'm sharing my top 5 ways to pack your podcast with great content as the last part of my 4-part series to make your podcast better. Again, check out those other episodes on marketing, performance, and tech as they were just released before this one. 143, 144, and 145. Here now are my top 5 tips in no particular order for making sure your podcast content doesn't suck. Number 1. Align content with your brand. You're an expert in something, right? Or at least somewhat talented at what you've been doing for a living. Make sure that your content showcases this. You want it to support your business, build your authority, be on brand, and be of extreme value, or at least interest, to your ideal customer. Remember, your ideal customer is also your ideal listener, who becomes your ideal customer. Help them solve the same problem you've been solving for others up to this point in your business. Number 2, have a takeaway. No, not fish and chips. I'm talking about valuable nuggets of information that your ideal listener can either use right away, take action on, or at least share with others to feel super smart and in the know. When you give your listeners something to take away from the podcast, you become sticky. You literally extend your podcast beyond the listening time, and you've followed tip number 1. And that's going to be good for them and for your business. Number 3, prepare your guest for success. If you have guests on your show, help them have a good performance and provide good content. Let them in on a few things. The topic of your show, who you serve, that's who's listening to your show, and what they need from them as a guest, as well as the basic outline of your conversation. If you're clear about what you expect and what you want from your guest, they're way more likely to show up and deliver the goods for your listener. Number 4, stay on topic. Your show is about something. Not all things. You're not Jerry Seinfeld. So stick to the thing your show is about. Stay in your lane. For example, if your show is about cat agility training, don't suddenly show up with an episode about how to raise a bearded dragon. It might be interesting, but that's not what your show is about. It's not why your listener pressed play. And number 5, consistency. There are so many things to be consistent about if you want to win at podcasting, and that includes your valuable content and how you deliver it. On top of publishing frequency, a consistent episode format and structure will help your listener feel like they're at home when they hit play on each episode. You want and need them to trust that you're going to give them what they need and how they need it each time. Your format can still be tweaked from time to time, but staying consistent will keep your listener feeling like they're still in the right place. So, top 5 tips on delivering great content. Number 1, it's aligned with your brand. Number 2, have a takeaway to stay sticky. Number 3, prepare your guest for success. Number 4, stay on topic. And number 5, consistency when it comes to your format. Your content is so much more than how you fill the minutes of your show. It's how you build a relationship with your audience. It's how you help them know, like, and trust you. It's also how you become known as their trusted source for that thing that you do, and how they will start to think of your brand or business, and yours alone, the next time they think about that thing that you do. When you build this type of authority in your space, you become referable. You become the go-to. Don't shortchange your listeners on content. And I hope those are just the tips you need. If you're struggling to deliver good content, or you haven't started your podcast and you want a solid content plan, take advantage of my free 15-minute coaching session. Click the link in the show notes and get on my calendar before your crappy content sinks this damn ship. Come on. Get your free 15-minute coaching call in the show notes or by going to podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Walberg. See ya.